Hello, my name's Denny. This is my plant-based journey, and tonight we're going to make stir fry. But before we do, let's talk about September. Can you believe September's already here? It's here, and we're going to start a 30-day challenge. Now, there's not going to be any prizes. It's going to be about accountability. So the prize is you're going to get healthier. My plans are to make several recipes a week, to share them with you, to tell you the source of those recipes, to tweak them a little bit, and hopefully you'll be able to tweak them too. But in addition to that, during the 30 days, what we want to do is get 20 days of exercise. In those 20 days, we want to have at least 30 minutes. You know, Dr. Greger says about 90 of any low impact exercise or 30 of high impact. Now, probably what is best is a mixture of the two, 30 minutes of weight training one day and 30 minutes of hard cardio the next day, high intensity training, interval training. There are many things we could do. We're not going to talk about the training during these 30 days, but we're going to use these 30 days to help prepare us and get us a little further down the road. And so I hope you'll join me as we participate in this 30-day challenge during the month of September. Now, you can do whatever you want to do. You can make it about losing weight. I've been losing about a pound a week, and I hope to continue that. So at least 5 pounds during the month of September. Now, my goal is to shoot for about 10 pounds during the month of September. But I'm continuing to lose about a pound a week without exercise. And so I'm going to step it up a little bit, and I hope you'll join me in that. Your goal might be to go from eating a primarily what they call the standard American diet, with the acrostic being SAD, S-A-D, and you may be wanting to transition into a plant-based diet, a whole food plant-based diet. If so, we want to help you with that. There are many ways in which you can look at these 30 days. But for me, I want to continue to see my blood pressure drop. My cholesterol can't drop any more than it is. I had some tests done on Friday, and the bottom numbers wouldn't even register. They've changed my medicine, and I'm probably going to have to change it again. But my blood pressure has dropped, my blood sugar has dropped, my A1C is right at the normal range now, and my weight is coming on down. I'm just right on the border of the next level on BMI. And so I'm going to keep making progress. Whatever your goal is for September, we want you to share it with us. You can share it here on YouTube. You can share it on the Facebook channel, on the Facebook page, Denny's Plant-Based Journey. We're going to try to support each other during these 30 days. I'm going to try to make at least 3 recipe videos a week and then talk about my journey, using this as a preparation to get ready for the last 3 months of the year. I'm going to do a 90-day challenge during the last 3 months of the year to end 2020 right. Don't you think it's about time that we start kicking back on 2020? I've about had enough of it, and I'm sure you have too. So let's get to it. I hope you'll join me. If you're going to join me, let me know what your goals are. You could take before and after pictures if you like. You can use scale numbers if you like. You can use your blood pressure numbers if you like. Whatever it is that you want to do, we want to help you to do that. So let us know how we can help you, and let's encourage each other as we continue to make these changes. Now, as we move forward, I'm going to make some stir fry. Now, I'm not going to show you all the prep. I'm going to show you what I'm going to prep. I'm not going to show you all the work. You can make stir fry. This is super easy. But what I'm going to do is just show you what I'm using today, and then I'm going to prep it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm ready to cook it. Let's start with this. I'm going to use about a half a clove of garlic, and we're going to use garlic in a couple of days for a different recipe that I already have planned out. I'm going to use about a half of a white onion. I already cut it in half and peeled it. I'm going to cut up some yellow squash, some tomatoes, and I'm not going to put the tomatoes in when I stir fry the vegetables. I'm actually going to add them after we're done. I'll show you this. Isn't this sad? This is a tomato from my garden. I've got a bunch of them this size. That's as big as they're getting. I've got a bunch of tomato plants. The cherry tomatoes are growing wonderfully. The regular tomatoes are little bitty. I can't believe it. Anyway, they've been beat up this year. They've been hailed out twice. They've been laid over by 70-mile-an-hour wind twice. They've had to deal with drought conditions here in West Texas. I don't know. The cherry tomatoes are doing fine, but not the regular tomatoes. I'm going to use a half of a red bell pepper. I'm going to use 2 little bitty green peppers. I'm going to cut these up because the plant that these are growing on, this particular limb had broken off, and I'm going to use them. And I'm not doing very well on bell peppers this year either. I'm going to use a jalapeno, and these are hotter than fire this year. And I don't know why, but they are so hot. I'm watering them, but I'm just going to use a little one. I've got a bunch of them. Now, jalapenos and green chilies, they're growing like crazy. I just picked 7 pounds of green chilies, and I probably have another 3 or 4 on the plants out there, and I have 2 plants. 2. It's just growing crazy. So 1 jalapeno, I'm going to cut up about 4 green chilies, 1 zucchini, cilantro, a little bit of broccoli, and some organic spinach as well. Now, I bought this. I didn't grow it. We grew a bunch of greens last year, and they're coming up wild this year, but I knock them down when they come back up. But I'm going to use spinach, and I love spinach. I bought this at the store. If you're in a restaurant, they're going to peel the stems. That way it is able to cook down better, and it's going to give you a better bite. I'm going to leave the stems on it. I don't mind a little bite there. I don't mind the stems, and it's nutritious, and it will help you in your life. And so I'm leaving it on there. So anyway, these are the items I'm going to cook. You may think that is some weird stir fry, jalapeno, green chilies, and cilantro, but I love that flavor. It is so good. So I'm going to put it into my stir fry. Got some brown rice already cooked, and it's waiting for the next step. So let me get these things prepped up, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, I've realized that my table I've set up here is a little too high for what I'm used to. I'm used to standing over it. But I diced up this garlic, and I'm going to cut this onion, and the hair sides on this end. I'm just going to cut slivers, and then I'm going to cut them off, so I'm going to have long, thin slivers. But I'm going to saute the onion and the garlic first, and then I'll be prepared to add these other vegetables. I am going to tell you this. I'm not going to steam the broccoli or any of the other vegetables either. I'm going to eat them where they have a little bit of crisp, and so just thought I'd let you know. All right, I'm going to cut this onion. I'm going to cut the rest of these vegetables, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, so we're back. Now I cut up all the vegetables. I know you didn't need to sit there and watch me cut vegetables. I had to stand up to do it anyway, as I have the table too high set for me right now. But I just wanted to show you. I've got broccoli. It's chopped up in small pieces, some of them a little bigger than others. I've got the tomatoes cut in halves, and I'm just going to add those when I'm done. I cut the zucchini and the squash into quarters lengthwise. Just real thin slivers of the green chili. Bell pepper and red bell pepper are both cut up as well, ready to go. I got the cilantro chopped, and I'll add it right at the end. What I'll do is I'll start with the onions, and I'll have the garlic already ready, and I'll saute this first, and then I'll add things like cilantro, tomatoes, and diced jalapenos at the very end. Now, I will say these are very hot. Let me say it again, these are hot. I found some cuts on my hands I didn't even know I had, but it is hot. But I love that flavor. I just want to show you, here's my waste. It basically is broccoli stalks, part of the onion, and the tops of the bell pepper. There's not much waste. But if you are going to make your own vegetable stock, you can add these to a pot of water and add seasonings of your choice and other vegetables, and you can make for yourself your own vegetable stock, and it works great in recipes. I'm not going to do that. I have plenty of it right now, but just wanted to show you. Now I've got a big bowl of vegetables chopped up, ready to go, and we're going to saute these in a pan. Let me show you again. Look how good that is. Isn't that awesome? All right. I'm also going to show you this. This pan, I don't know what it is. It says MCM on the bottom. I have no clue what that is. It's a number 10 or a 10-inch pan. We also have a littler one than this, but I use these when I saute. Now I've purchased some high dollar Teflon pans. I've got some chef-style stainless pans. But this pan and the other one like it, I do not need to use water. Now, I'm not going to use oil to saute, but I don't even need water. I will put the onions and the garlic in this pan. It'll brown up. It'll look so good. I'll start to add these other vegetables. Some of them have plenty of water in them already, and it will saute up just fine. I don't need to add water. In fact, if you add water, it kind of changes the texture, the flavor, and the browning of your vegetables. So I recommend you find a pan that works for you. I'm going to try to find a couple of new ones like this that I can continue to use. But I'm going to saute these up. I'm going to add that brown rice. You can add your seasonings of your choice. I'll show you some in just a little while that you can add. But I'm going to throw the spinach in last and just saute it just a little bit. Mix it all together and we'll be ready to eat. All right, here we go. Okay, the skillet is hot. Add the onions and the garlic. And I'm going to saute this down. I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. All right, I think you can tell they're browning up real nice. No water, no oil. They're just browning up. They smell great. And I'm going to keep browning them. I'm going to brown them up till they're sweated down. And then I'm going to take most of them out of the pot and save it for another batch. And I'm just going to use what I need for this batch. You see that? No oil, no water. All right, so I took out the onions that I didn't want. I left some in here. It's browning up. The pot's starting to get dark. So I'm going to throw in some bell peppers. I'm going to throw in some green peppers. I'm going to throw in some yellow squash. I'll throw in some zucchini squash. Throw in some broccoli. And then I'm going to start stirring this, and I'll come back in just a minute and add some of the cilantro and tomatoes. I'm going to add a little bit of that green chili. And no, I didn't roast them first. Usually I roast the green chilies, but I didn't roast them this time. Just going to serve them just like this. So let's check it out in just a second. All right, I added about 2 tablespoons of water so that we will saute and kind of steam these vegetables at the same time. And it'll come together and be a great little meal. Normally I do this in a wok. I have a big wok, but I just want to make enough that I can have a meal and then save the rest for next time. All right, I added a little bit more water and am stirring it and letting it steam down. We're just about ready. I don't know if you can tell, but the colors have come alive. The broccoli softened a little bit. Again, I don't normally steam it first. I just cook it just like this. The vegetables are looking good. They're still going to have a little crunch on them, which is what I like. I did have some snow peas, but I can't find them. And I have some green beans that I was going to use. And I actually bought a package of those long green beans that I was going to add to this. And even though they were just purchased a couple of days ago, I pulled them out of the pan and they were slimy, so I threw them away. And so we're not using the green beans or peas today. But that's something else that I also like to add to this mixture. All right, now I'm going to add some a little bit of the cilantro. All right, so here's some of the cilantro. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice. I'm not going to squeeze a lime. I just bought some of the lime juice, and that will bring out some of the flavors here. It's a great flavor mixture of that cilantro and the lime. Oh, it smells so good. All right. All right, I'm going to add some rice now, and it'll be ready to start mixing up. All right, here we go. I'll add a couple of little scoops here. That's probably enough right there. I'm going to start to stir that in. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more cilantro. I'm going to add some of the cherry tomatoes that I have, and a couple of the little tiny tomatoes go along with it. Again, I don't want to cook those up. I just want them to get a little bit of heat right before we serve it. And then I'm going to add just a sprinkle of these jalapenos, and I'm telling you, they're hot, so that's probably too many already. Stir this up. Look how great it's looking. While I was sitting there talking, it started to stick on the bottom, the rice does. But if you'll notice, it comes right up. It's not burning or anything. All right, this is looking good. All right, I'm going to pour it in a bowl, and I'll be back and talk to you in just a second. All right, it's time to eat. The bowl is ready, it's prepared. Some things that you might want to eat on your stir fry. Tabasco, that's a given in a lot of places. Not for me, I like it on a lot of things. Hot mustard, yes, I'm going to be using hot mustard. And soy sauce. Now I had some tamari and some liquid aminos. That's especially important if you're gluten-free or if you're trying to cut back on salt, because soy sauce has a lot of sodium. So I don't know where it went. Just like mushrooms and just like green beans and just like snow peas, they have disappeared. But you can use that tamari. The one that I bought has a gray label. You probably know which one I'm talking about. But the soy sauce or the liquid aminos works great. You can add a little more lime juice. Some people like the sweet chili sauce. Some people may even be wanting more of that cilantro flavor. This is a Goya branded cilantro cooking base. I wouldn't put a whole lot, it's very strong. But any of these flavors will work well. I'm just going to put a little mustard in mine and then a little soy sauce and go to town, because that's the way I like it. Sometimes I'll add wasabi, but I don't have any wasabi right now. The last one I had, I didn't use it fast enough and it became hard like concrete. So let's put a little soy on here. Stir in this hot mustard. And no, I'm not using chopsticks or a fork. Woo! Hot mustard, jalapenos, green chilies. I can tell already there is some heat in this. All right, let's give it a try. Oh man, that is so good. All right, no more talking. I'm gonna eat. I hope you enjoyed the video. We're starting tomorrow. I know that means some of you are gonna watch this tomorrow or the next day, and you're gonna say, well, I'm not getting in on it on day one. That's okay. Start when you're ready. If you're one of those people that has to start on a Monday, start on Monday. But whatever you need to do, let's knock out 20 days of exercise. Let's eat whole food plant-based diet. Let's avoid the oil. Let's avoid the processed sugars. Let's try to lose some weight, drop our blood pressure, lower our A1C, whatever it is that you want to do. Just make sure you let us know what you're going to do and how you're going to participate. And if nothing else, make sure that you support those of us who are doing this. Listen, have a great day, have a great week, and let's do this. 30 days in September. We can do this. I know that we can. There's no doubting that if we'll set our minds to it, we can accomplish this. So let's do it. I'm going to eat. You have a great week. Let me know if I can help you. My name's Denny. This is my plant-based journey. Go join the Facebook group. We'll be able to talk more there. Have a great day.